Hello and welcome to yet another information based session of Knowing Marketing Better. In this session, we discuss product strategy. I have already talked about what exactly is a product. I have mentioned earlier that product includes goods as well as services. And as far as goods and services are concerned, there are certain characteristically differences between a good and a service. And when you are going to strategize, you will have to take into consideration the tangibility and the intangibility factor as well as the various associated characteristics so that you can really appeal to the consumers. First of all, we need to look at a couple of uh, areas or which are related to products. Like, what exactly is a product line? Now, a product line refers to a group of related products under a single brand sold by the same company. And companies sell multiple product lines under their various brands. What is a product mix? Now also known as a product assortment, that refers to the total number of product lines that a company offers to its customers. Like, for example, a small company may be selling multiple lines of products. Sometimes these product lines are fairly similar, such as dishwashing liquid and bar soap, which are used for cleaning and use similar technologies. So here in this slide we can see what exactly is product mix all about. There are several product lines are there, and each product line has certain depth in its own category, and that gives rise to the product mix. Levels of a product, it is also called as a product hierarchy, where you find that every product has some core benefit within itself. That is, what is the major purpose of existence of a particular product. Coming to the next level, which is the basic product, that talks about the basic characteristics of that particular product. And then the expected product, that is, what are the minimum expectations that customers can have. Now when it comes to augmented product, when there is a certain level of product augmentation, it is from here that customer delight starts, because till expected product, a customer is expecting certain things from the product. But when it comes to augmentation, the customer was not expecting this, but he is getting it. So he is really delighted to receive that extra bit from the product. And then comes the potential product, which talks about that a market might not be offering a certain type of product at this point of time, or a certain characteristic of product is at this point of time, but then there is every probability that such a characteristics will be on offer at some point of time later. Potential product can also refer to those characteristics of a product which are to be found in very less number at this point of time. Product life cycle is another important terminology as far as product strategies are concerned, where the product sales is plotted against time, and we find that there are 4 phases, namely introduction, growth, maturity, decline, and it's a bell-shaped curve that we get to find as far as product life cycle is concerned. We find that after introduction there is a period of some steep growth as far as the product sales is concerned. And then when it reaches maturity, there is some kind of a stagnation which is happening, and if a marketer is not going for appropriate strategies at this point of time, there is every possibility that the product will start declining. Now coming to services, what exactly are services? Now services are deeds, processes, or performance. They are intangible in nature, but may have a tangible component, as we will see later on, generally produced and consumed at the same point of time, and need to distinguish between the service and customer service. So when we talk about customer service, it is often related to a tangible product. Like you buy a Eureka Forbes machine and there is a customer service associated with it. But when we talk about service, it is a pure service, it's a pure act or deed that we are talking about. So there is a difference between service and customer service. Now, what are the challenges for services? Defining and improving quality is definitely one huge challenge. Communicating and testing new services, communicating and maintaining a consistent image, motivating and sustaining employee commitment, and coordinating marketing operations and human resource efforts, plus setting prices. These challenges occur because of the intangibility element, because of simultaneous production and consumption element, because of the heterogeneity which is associated with the services, and many other such factors. Examples of service industries, well, healthcare is there, professional services, and there are many more which are there at this point of time. This is a very important aspect to look at, which talks about the tangibility, intangibility spectrum. Now we find that there are certain products which are tangible dominant in this particular spectrum, like salt, soft drinks, and then there are certain which are highly intangible in nature, like teaching, nursing, and in between we find, like when it comes to fast food restaurants or fast food outlets, we find these are hybrids, where it's 50% tangible element and 50% intangible element. Differences between goods and services, it is purely in basis of characteristics. We find that services are intangible, services are heterogeneous, services there is a simultaneous production and consumption happening, and there is a perishability factor associated with services. So the corresponding implications are definitely over here. Implications of heterogeneity are there, and implications of simultaneous production and consumption are there, and then implications of perishability are there. Now this is something interesting, which is a service marketing triangle. We find that there are three important aspects of the service marketing triangle: the company, the employees of the company, and the customers. Now, first and foremost, what happens is the company has to do something called internal marketing, where the management of the company need to educate the employees regarding a product, regarding how they are able to enable a particular product promise. Again, after they are doing the internal marketing, they need to do something called external marketing, where they are directly communicating with the customers via advertisements and other promotional methods. And this external marketing is all about setting the promise. Now, once when the customers are coming to know of a particular product, they will be interested to know more of the product, and they will be interested to get in touch with the product. And over here, what is happening is interactive marketing, where the contact employees, the employees who are in direct contact with the customers, they are called as contact employees. They will need to deliver the promise that has been set in external marketing. So three forms of marketing combined gives rise to the something called the services marketing triangle, which is, and the three forms of marketing are internal, external, and interactive marketing. Nowadays, it's a technology which is at the hub of all these marketing efforts, because without technology, it is very, very difficult to communicate between the various elements mentioned. Now, we are all aware of the traditional marketing mix, which is the 4 P's, like product, price, place, promotion. As far as the service marketing mix is concerned, there are 7 P's, and the extra 3 P's which are there, that is called as the expanded marketing mix, which is nothing but people, process, and physical evidence. And this is a slide which talks about new product development, where there are various aspects involved, like idea generation, idea screening, concept development and testing, market strategy, business analysis, product development, market testing, and then commercialization. At any of these steps, it might so happen that there is some negativity which is associated, there is some error which is associated, and when that particular error arises or it is cited, then one need to drop that idea and go back to the drawing board to recreate the idea associated with the product. So commercialization of a particular product, whether it's a good or a service, can only happen when it has been tested in the market and when the initial response to the market testing as far as the customers are concerned is positive. So until and unless that is happening, no commercialization is possible. This brings us to the end of this particular chapter of product strategy.